Yes, today we'll start like first application about your Java. If you go for the first application about your Java,
Hello.
please tell me what was, you tell me here. Yes, can you hear me? Please respond.
Yes, sir, we are here. Can hear you.
Yeah. Can we take the today first application about your Java? What are the steps we need to follow? Tell me. The steps to steps to design the steps to design the first application. What are the steps we need to follow to design the first application? Tell me what are the steps we need to follow? Step 1 and what? Step 2 and we need to take the step 3. Okay, I need to go for the step 4, right? Yeah, total 4 steps, guys. Step 1 is what? Simply you can write the application. Okay, step 1 is what? Write the application. And step 2 is what? After writing the application. After writing the application. Next one is what? Save the application, right? We need to save the application. After saving the application, we need to go for the compilation process, right? Yes, next step is what? Compilation process or not. The fourth step is what? Execution process, right? Yeah. Simply to design the first application,
Sir,
total how
your
many
voice
steps?
is little low.
To design the first application, total how many steps you need to follow? Now it is clear. Yeah. To design the first application, how many steps you need to follow, guys? Total 4 steps, right? First one is what? Write the application. Second step is what? Save the application, compilation process, and what? Execution process, right? Exactly. Guys, we'll start the step 1. So we need to write the code, right? We need to write the application. The C language is what type of language? Because if you take the C language is what type of language? Is it like, object oriented or procedure oriented? That's a question. The C language,
Procedure
if you
oriented.
take, yeah, C language is procedure oriented language, right? Procedure oriented language means what? Deals with the class, deals with the functions. Deals with what? Deals with the functions, right? Exactly. The C language is like, procedure oriented language, deals with what? Functions, right? Guys, deals with the functions or not. That's what in the C language, everything we need to write the functions format, guys. I define void main function. Guys, I define void main function. Inside the main function, to print the data, what we will use in the C language? Printf. Sir, I don't know C language. You ignore it, guys. To understand the Java, C language is not required. Just basic example I written. So, and the next example also, we never compare Java with other languages. So we decided to become a Java developer, then think about only Java. Okay, because here void main is there, printf function. The printf function, something like you can write the good morning message, right? Exactly. Because basically, printf is a predefined function. Guys, printf is what? Printf is a predefined function. Printf is a predefined function, belongs to the header files. Okay, so C language, predefined support header files format. Printf is a predefined function, belongs to the header file. What is a header file? Tell me, guys, what is a header file? std header file. That's what you need to include a header file. How to include, guys? Hash include. Hash include. When write the code is what? std right? Guys, std right? Exactly. So we understood that C language is what type of language? C language is like procedure oriented language. The procedure oriented language deals with what? Functions. That's what everything we need to write using functions. And here to print the data, we are using the printf function. And printf is a predefined function, right? Printf is a predefined function. And this predefined function is belongs to the header file, right? Guys, what is header file name? This predefined function belongs to header file. What is header file name? std header file, right? That's what we need to include the header file using hash include statement, right? Exactly. As you got the point, right? Yes. Coming to the Java language, guys. Coming to the Java language, is what type of language? Java language is like, tell me, Java language is what type of language? You guys can hear me?
Object
Java
oriented.
language, yeah, Java language is what? Object oriented programming language, right? Object oriented programming language. Yeah, because if it is object oriented programming language, Java is object oriented programming language. What it deals with? Deals with like, classes and objects, guys. Class deals with what? Class and objects. Because Java is object oriented, deals with like, classes. It means in the Java, everything we have to write in the classes format, guys. Yes, Python is object oriented, .NET is object oriented, Ruby is object oriented, Kotlin is object oriented. All object oriented programming languages where we will write the code means using like, classes. Yes or no? You can write the logics using what? Classes, right? Exactly. Yes, that's what, declare the class. Let me define the class name. Define the class opening and closing brace, right? And the class is called what? Test class I'm writing. Because inside the test class in the Java, to print the data, we are using like system.out. Tell me system.out. What? Println, right? System.out.println, something like I written the good morning message. So you are saying that Java is object-oriented programming language, deals with what? Classes. Deals with the class and objects. That's what I define the class. Inside the class, I written the code SOP statement, right? Yes or no? I will tell you what is the system, what is out and println later. But remember that in the C language, to print the data, we are using the printf statement, printf function. C language, to print the data, we are using the printf statement. But in the Java language, to print the data, we are using like system.out.println statement. As you got the point, right? So Java language means what? You are taking like system.out.println, right? Okay, system.out.what? Println, right? That is information, guys. But tell me, guys, here Java is object when deals with the classes, but inside the class I written directly SOP statement, right? Because is this code is valid or invalid? Guys, is this code is valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Yeah, this code is valid or invalid? This code is what? Invalid, right? What's the reason?
Main method is the
Exactly. Yes, in the Java, like, so he written the class format inside the class directly I written the print statement, right? Yeah, directly written the print statement. Because inside the class directly writing the business logics are not error, guys. Because inside the class we can't write the logics directly. Then what we have to do, sir? So inside the class it is not possible to write the logics directly. That's what inside the class we need to define the main method. Because inside the class what you need to define? Inside the class we need to define what a main method, right? Exactly. That's what you can define the public static void main. Yeah, public static void main. Just you can take the string array args, right? Exactly. Let's open this, close this. That's public static void main string array args, right? Yeah. In the method, inside the main method, you can write the logics, right? Yes, inside the main method, you can write the logics. So that's the point, guys. So we understood that Java is object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming languages deals with what? Tell me, Java is object-oriented programming language. Deals with what? Classes, right?
Classes and objects.
Yeah, it deals with the class and objects. So can we write the logics inside the class directly? Can we write the logics inside the class directly?
Yes.
No, right? No. Directly, we can't write the logics. Okay, inside the class, we need to define the method. Main is a method. You can take some methods. Inside the method, you can write the logics, right? Inside the method, you can write the logics, right? Yeah, because at least you understood that Java is object oriented. Oh, in the Java, we have the classes. Okay, inside the class, we can't write the logics. That's what inside the class, write the logics using methods, right? Guys, write the logics using methods or not? Exactly. Yes, first case is invalid. Why? Inside the class, directly writing the okay business logics allowed, allowed. Right, directly writing business logics are not allowed, right? Exactly. Because case 2 is valid. So inside the class, inside the class, write the logics. Tell me here, inside the class, write the logics. How it will be? Guys, inside the class, write the logics using. Tell me here, inside the class, write the logics using what? Write the logics using like methods, right? Exactly. That is a point. Is that clear now? Good. Guys, to write the application, guys, to open edit plus document. So this is edit plus document, right? So this is edit plus document, guys. Yesterday we installed edit plus, right? Yeah. The guys who are missed the yesterday class, yeah, today complete the fee payment and I try to take the required session. Once if we complete the fee payment, they'll share the required session about the last classes. Just you can check the required sessions. Okay, good. Guys, to do the practicals, open this edit plus. Guys, open this is edit plus, right? Exactly. Guys, once if you open edit plus, initially you'll get the blank screen like this. Guys, once if you open edit plus, you'll get the blank screen like this, right? Exactly. Guys, in the blank screen, go to the file menu, click on new. Guys, go to the file menu, click on new. So here you can find the normal text. Guys, edit plus is a software where we can write the code. Guys, edit plus software is used to write the code, right? Guys, go to the file menu, click on new. I want select like so new HTML browser window C CPP parallel and Java, right? Guys, which language you need now? HTML CSS CPP parallel Java language. I want select the Java, right? Yeah, exactly. Yes or no? I selected what? Java language. If you select the Java language, you get the Java first application by default. Guys, you'll get the Java first application, right? Exactly. Okay, fine. Let me write the first application. Let me write the first application, right? Yeah, the class name is called what? A test class. Because Java is a class oriented, declare the class using class name, right? Yeah, the class name is called test class. Inside the class, can we write the logics directly? Means no, right? That's what what we need to do. Inside the class, define the main method, right? What the syntax of main method? Public static void main. So here this is a syntax, guys, fixed syntax. I will tell you later classes what is the public, what is the static. So this is not right time to understand what is the public and what is the static and all. So we understood the public static void. This is the main method syntax in Java. So inside that, just you can print the message, the system dot out dot what println, right? So println of what something like good morning, right? Yes or no? Good morning, right? That's it. Guys, now tell me, this is the class. I define main method. I written the print statement like this. But in the real time, is it one class to come? Is it one class is enough to write the complete logics? Guys, in application point of view, is it one class is enough to write the complete logics?
No, sir.
Tell me here, no, right? Is it one class is enough to write the complete logics? Means no. Then what we need to take? We need to take the multiple classes, right? That's what, guys, to understand that point, to understand that in the real time, we have the multiple classes. Okay, we have what? Multiple classes, right? That's what I'm declaring the class A. I'm declaring what? Class B, right? Yeah, so just I declare some empty classes. Class A and class B is what? Some empty classes, right? Exactly. Because now tell me here, how many user defined classes I define total? Guys, in above example, we are declaring what? We are declaring, tell me, in above example, we are declaring how many user defined classes? Please respond here. You have to know the points. You need to analyze and tell me the answer. Whether it's a correct answer, wrong answer, leave it. Just try to tell the answer. In above example, we are declaring the 3 user defined classes, right? 3 user defined classes. What are the 3 user defined classes? Tell me. Test class, A class, and B class, right? Exactly. But observe one point. C language is what type of language? Guys, C language is what type of language?
Object oriented and open source.
C language is like procedure oriented, right?
Procedure. Yes.
Yeah, C language is a procedure oriented language. It means a predefined support. They are using functions, right? Guys, they're using the predefined functions or not? Because C language is a procedure oriented language. That's what they're using the predefined functions, right? They're using the predefined functions. But what about Java language? Java language is the Procedure oriented or object oriented? Tell me, yaar, Java language is procedure oriented or object oriented? Java language is
Object
object oriented,
oriented.
right?
Yeah.
Object oriented means what it deals with. Object oriented means they have like classes, right? Guys, we need to relate the point like C language is the procedure oriented. That's what we're using the predefined functions. Predefined functions, right? Those functions are belongs to the header files. But Java is what type of language? Procedure oriented. Procedure oriented means we are using the predefined functions or predefined classes. Guys, we are using the predefined functions or predefined classes. Tell me, yaar, we are using the predefined functions of Java. Java is object oriented. Okay, that's what Java. C language is a procedure oriented. Procedure oriented means everything is a functions format. That's what we are using the predefined function. That function is belongs to header file. But Java is what type of language? Object oriented. Object oriented deals with what? Guys, object oriented language deals with the classes. Deals with the classes means what we will use here. Here we are using the predefined classes, right? Guys, here we are using the predefined classes. C language means we are using the predefined functions. But Java language means are we using the predefined functions or predefined classes? Tell me, are we are using the predefined functions or predefined classes?
So
Hmm.
predefined classes.
Predefined classes.
Exactly. We're using the predefined classes, right? Exactly. Because in above example, what is the advantage of that classes? What are those classes? I will tell you. But slowly you need to understand the point, right? Oh, C language is a procedure oriented. Everything is a functions. Java is object oriented. Everything is a classes. In above example, we are using like, in above example, we are declaring, declaring two predefined classes. Okay, two predefined classes. Sir, what are the two predefined classes, sir? Because here are able to see this red color data, right? Are able to see this red color string class and what a system class, right? These two are the predefined classes basically. Okay, system class and what a string class. Okay, these are the two predefined classes. Okay, so Java is a object oriented, deals with the classes. Here, how many classes we are using means two predefined classes. What are the two predefined classes? System and string class, right? Yeah. See guys, C language means we are using the predefined functions. The functions are where it is presented. The functions are present in what? Header files, right? Present functions are present in header files. But Java means what? We are using the predefined classes. We are using the predefined classes, right? The predefined class belongs to like header files. Sorry, packages, guys. Yes or no? So Java, okay. In Java, the predefined classes. Okay. In Java, the predefined classes. In Java, the predefined classes are present, in Java, the predefined classes are present in the packages basically. Guys, you got the point, right? C language means functions. C language means functions. Functions are present in header files. Java language means classes. Java is everything is a classes. The classes are present in the packages, guys. Because in Java, predefined classes present in what? Packages. See, for example, if you take the system class and string class, these are the two predefined classes belongs to java.lang package. If you take the file class and the input stream classes, if you take the file class and input stream class belongs to the package like java.io package. If you take the array list class, guys, if you take what array list class comma linked list class, these class are belongs to which package? Java.util package. Like that, in Java, everything is a class based. So whatever the predefined classes we are using, those predefined classes belongs to so on packages. Guys, those predefined classes belongs to what? So on packages, right? That's what we need to import that packages, guys. Guys, we need to import that package, right? If the statement is clear, we need to yeah,
Yes.
we need to import, yeah, we need to import that package, right? Exactly. So that is a point we need to understand. So in Java predefined, in this above example, what are the two predefined classes? we are using like we are using two predefined classes, system class and stringer class, right? The system class and stringer classes belongs to which package? Java.lang package, right? Exactly. So we need to import the classes, guys. So in Java, we will import the classes in two ways. Guys, in Java, so we can import the classes. We can import the classes in how many ways? Tell me. Two ways, right? Exactly. So what is the two ways? Number one. Yes, my application required here how many classes? Guys, I'm using how many classes? Predefined classes. Guys, here I'm using how many predefined classes, please? See, system class and what a string class, right? Yeah, these two predefined classes are belongs to which package? Java.lang package, right? So you can import the, okay, in Java, we can import the classes in two ways. Number one is what? Importing required classes. Required class, how many classes? To import the required classes, guys, in Java, we can import the classes using two ways. Yes or no? Because import the predefined classes using import statement. Definitely import the, okay, predefined classes using which statement, guys? Here using import statement. Using import statement. In Java, we can import the classes how many ways? Total two ways. Sir, what are the two ways, sir? First one is import the required classes. Import required classes means what? My application required just these two classes, no? Just import those two classes, guys. Importing specific classes, right? Required classes, specific classes. Now Java data, I want to import like java.lang dot which class, guys? System class. Next one is what? Import java.lang dot what? String class, right? Exactly. See, whatever the classes we are using, like predefined classes, those predefined classes belongs to which package, guys? Tell me, those predefined classes belongs to which package? Java.lang package. Then we need to import that package, right? Exactly. That's what, guys, in my first application, I use two predefined classes. That's what I'm importing those two classes. I'm importing those two classes, right? Exactly. Sir, what is the second type of import, sir? Coming to the second type of import, importing all classes, guys. See, for example, application point of view, I written the 2000 lines of code. The real-time applications, I written the 2000 lines of code. Assume like in the 2000 lines of code, I use 20 classes of java.lang package. Guys, I'm using what? 20 classes of java.lang package. If I use 20 classes of java.lang package, tell me if I imported what? 20 classes of java.lang package. Then how many lines of import I have to write? As if you do like this, 20 lines, right? But writing the 20 lines is recommended or not recommended?
Not recommended.
Yes. Yeah, writing the 20 lines of code is definitely not recommended, right? So then what we will do? Importing all classes at a time, guys. Importing what? All classes. Then simply can go for import java.lang what star, right? Asterisk symbol. So there we can import one class, all classes. There we can import what? All classes at a time, right? So instead of assume like in real-time application, if you use 20 classes of specific package, particular package, I use 20 classes. 20 classes means then 20 lines of import recommended or not recommended? Tell me, 20 lines of import recommended or not recommended? Not recommended, right? That's what simply I can go for what? A star, right? Exactly. Guys, you got the points, huh? Yeah, because you forgot about C language, think about the Java. Java is what type of language, tell me? So we understood that Java is what type of language means object oriented, deals with the classes. It means everything we have to write inside the class. Correct, right? Everything we have to write inside the class. Yeah, everything we have to write inside the class, right? Yeah, but inside the class, can you write the logics directly? Yes, inside the class, can you write the logics directly? Means no.
No.
Then what we need to do? Inside the class, define the method. Inside the method, write the logics, right? Guys, inside the method, write the logics, right? So basically methods are used to write the logics of the application. Yes. So here I written the class example. In that example, how many user defined class I declared? Total 3 classes I defined, right? Guys, how many classes I defined? 3 classes. Intentionally, just I'm taking the two empty classes, test class and A class, test class, A class and B class. Because in above example, we are declaring how many user-defined classes. As in above example, we have the 3 user-defined classes, right? What are 3 user-defined classes? Test class, A class, and what B class, right? Yeah. The same way, Java means here we are using the 2 predefined classes also. Guys, we are using what? 2 predefined classes. What are the 2 predefined classes? System class and string class. Because Java, everything is a classes. We are using the predefined classes. Predefined classes, what? System class and string class, right? Those 2 classes belong to which package? Guys, those 2 classes belong to which package? Java.lang package, right? Java.lang package. Then we need to, okay. Then we need to import that package, right? Yes. Then how many ways you can import the classes, guys? 2 ways, importing all classes and importing required classes. Generally in Eclipse ID, always we are not responsible to import the classes, guys, in Eclipse ID. In real time, we will do the applications using Eclipse ID, right? In Eclipse ID, we are not responsible to import the classes. Then who will import, sir? Automatically, the Eclipse ID will import the classes when you use the predefined class. When we use the predefined class, Eclipse ID automatically import that class, guys. You got the point, right? Eclipse ID is automatically import that class, right? Yeah, because Eclipse ID will import the class based on 1 by 1 class. Okay, but some cases where we will use the 10 classes, 20 classes, 20 classes import statements are recommended, not recommended. Guys, 20 lines
Not
of import is
recommended. Not recommended.
That's what you can go with the star symbol, right? There's a step 1, guys. We written application. Guys, any questions, please? That's a step 1 is completed. And step 2, guys, today we'll do the 2 steps. Tomorrow we'll do the 2 steps. Tomorrow I'll do the compilation and execution process. Okay, coming to step 2 is what, guys? Save the application, right? Because after writing the application, definitely we need to save the application, right? Exactly. Because save the application using .java extension. Guys, save the application using what? Save the application using what? .java extension, right? Yes, definitely we need to save the code using what? .java extension, right? Okay, fine. Because save the application using .java extension. And before saving us, we need to check the just 2 rules actually. Because before saving the code, can you please check that your application contains any public class or not? Because before saving the code, just you need to check that your application contains any public class or not. In front of the class, public modifier is there.
त्याला फक्त स्विंग वर्कर आणि फर्स्ट वर्कर.
Inside the class, you have the public modifier. This class is called class public class. Guys, in front of the class public modifier is there. This is called class public class, right? Because if the application contains public class, then you must save this code using public class name. Because you must save the code using test.java, right? Exactly. No, sir, my A class is public. You must save the code using A.java. B is public means what? You must save the code in B.java. Then what is the point? If the application contains public class, guys, if the application contains public class, then must save the code in public class name, right? Exactly. But tell me, guys, now in this example, in front of the class, do you have any public modifier now? Guys, in front of the class, do you have any public modifier?
No.
No, right? If there is no public modifier. In front of the class, there is no public modifier, then there is no public class, right? If there is no public class means then you can save the application using any name, not a problem. Okay. If the application contains public class, then we need to save the code in public class name. If there is no public class means what? Tell me if there is no public class. If there is no public class means we can save the code using any name. Okay, like your name or my name, you can save the code using any name, right? Exactly. But here if you define the 2 public classes, assume that here public class is there, here public class is there. But the source file is allowed to declare only 1 public class, guys. This is called generally source file. We are calling it as a source file. 1 file is allowed how many public classes means only 1 public class. Are you clear now? 1 file is allowed how many public classes means only 1 public class, right? Exactly. Guys, you got the point, right? Then what the point? Tell me here. If the application contains, yeah, the rule one. What the rule one guys here? So if the application contains, if the application contains a public class, yes, if the application contains public class, then save the application, using what? Using public class name, right? Guys, save the application using what? A public class name. If the application contains public class, then save the application using public class name. Second point is what? If there is no public class. So if there is no public class, if there is no public class, then we can save the application. Then we can save the application using what? Any name, right? Exactly. Because the application contains public class, then you can save the application in public using. Then save the application using public class name. If there is no public class means what? Then you can save the application using any name, guys. But what is the note here? The source file is allowed to declare. Source file means the code where you are writing. Yes, the code where we are writing, that is called what? Source code, right? Yes, got the point, right? The file where we are writing the code, that is called source code, right? Yeah. The statement is clear. Huh? So before saving the code, can you please check that any public class is there or not? In front of the class public modifier is there. This is called public class. If application contains public class, what is the advantage of public class, that I'll tell you. But if the application contains public class, then save the application using public class name, right? Guys, save the application using what? Public class name. If there is no public class means what? Tell me guys, if there is no public class. If there is no public class means you can save the application using any name, right? Guys, if there is no public class, then you can save the application using any name. Yeah, but generally, if you know Eclipse ID, guys, Eclipse ID, one source file, when you create the class, Eclipse ID by default take the class as public class. Eclipse ID that will take the class as public class. In that case, the public class name source file by default is taking the same names. Okay, that Eclipse ID by default taking public class name. But in general approach, when you write the code in Reddy plus, we have the option like, if application contains public class means then save the application using public class name. If there is no public class means what? Tell me, if there is no public class, then we can save the application using any name, right? Exactly. The source file, one file, guys, one source file is allowed to declare only one public class. The source file is allowed to declare, guys, the source file is allowed to declare the only one public class, right? Exactly. Because if we declare more than one public class, we get error message, guys. Inside the source file, if we declare more than one public class, you will get error message. You will get what? Error, right? Exactly. Guys, now tell me here, my application contains any public class now? This is my code I written, right? 3 user defined classes I written, test class, A class and B class. And I written the 2 predefined classes, system class and string class. Main method contains the string class, printing the print statement contains a system class. These 2 classes belongs to which package? Java.lang package. I imported that. But here, do you have any public class as of now? There is no public class. Because there is no public class means what? Any name you can use or any fixed name you can use.
Any name you can use. Any name you can use.
You can use like any name, right?
Yeah.
That's what, guys. Let me save it. Control S. So go to the file menu. Otherwise, save is the right. Control S. Control S, guys. Local disk D. Local disk D. Let me create one new folder to save our class files. New. Let me create a folder. What the folder, guys? Here Java. Java 4 PM folder. In this folder, let me save my code. Any name, right? Any name means I can give my name. I can give what? My name, right? So here I gave the name is what? Ratan, right? Yes or no? I can give my name, right? Ratan. Because .java is not required because in the below it is saving as a type is what? .java, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because in the below it is saving as a type is .java. So generally the students will give the extension is what? .java. But below it is saving as automatically .java, right? We don't need to give the extension. Even if you give the extension like .java, Ratan.java, it's not a problem. It is not a problem, but required or not required? Guys, required or not
Required,
required?
not required.
Not required. Yeah, just I can give the file name. It's not a problem. Otherwise, you can give like, Ratan.java also, not a problem, right? Yes. Guys, now file location is ready now. So go on, check the file location here. Local disk D, the local disk D, Java 4 PM folder. This is Java 4 PM folder. This is my Ratan.java, right? Just you can see exactly now it's a 5 o'clock. So 15/6/2022, right? Exactly. This is my file location, guys. So where is the file location? Tell me. Guys, file location is what? Local disk D. Local disk D, we create the folder is what? Java 4 PM folder, right? 4 PM folder. In this folder, I saved my code is what? Ratan.java file, right? That's it, guys. Is it clear now?
Yes, clear. Sir, it is mandatory to write the main method in a public class. It mentioned the class is public.
It's not like that. See, generally, if you want to execute the code, means main method is required, right? Okay, so generally to execute the code, main method is required, right? But here in my example, I didn't have the public class, right? First of all, I don't have public class. It's a public method, it's not a public class. Main method is the public method is there, but a class is not public here. You got the point, right? Class is not public. Is that clear now?
So in that, if the class is declared as a public, then
Then
we
we need to
can
save the code a.java only.
a.java. Then this code is executed.
No problem. That I will do tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow we will compile and will execute now. Then at that time, that code will be executed, not a problem. Tomorrow, if you have any modification, let me know so that while execution, you will see the execution point of view. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, today just we written the code, right? So tomorrow we need to execute the code so that we get the clarity. If any modifications required, tomorrow I'll execute the code and I'll show you the modifications. Okay. Yeah. Just don't try to write the notes. And what's your class notes link I'm sharing? CoreJava 4 PM, right? CoreJava 4 PM. Today we start first application. Yes, tomorrow this link will not work. Tomorrow this link will not work. The guys who want to continue from tomorrow onwards, complete the payment, try to take the new link, okay? Try to take the new link. You get the clarity, right? Yes. Write the notes, guys. Write the notes and we'll get the clarity. Yeah, tomorrow we'll meet. Bye.
So, hello.
Because tomorrow this link will not work. Please complete the fee payment and take the new link, okay?
Yeah. Sir, please put this link into the chat box.
Yeah, they will send you to your mail ID, so you can check your mail ID. If you paid the fees, they will send to your mail ID.
No,
Okay.
sir, no, I cannot receive.
You can tomorrow morning you'll receive that link. They'll send you the new link, the guys who are paid fees, okay? But I mean not today, tomorrow they'll send you, okay? New link.
Okay, thank you.